Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we are looking at the highly anticipated Absolute Superman #1 from DC's All In Initiative by Jason Aaron, Rafa Sandoval, and Ulysses Areola. Cannot wait to share it with you. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and let's get right into it. I have to say, when they announced this whole thing, I was a little surprised that Superman wasn't going to be the first Absolute book to be released, because he is the first greatest superhero and, was the first to come out historically. So it actually gave me a little bit pause. I was like, maybe this isn't as good as the other ones. I'm not sure. But I have to say that it is very good. I'm enjoying it. The cover art is gorgeous. Rafa Sandoval is an amazing artist. But comparatively speaking, it's my least favorite of the bunch. It is very heavy with to do with like life on Krypton and what happened before. It's much like Absolute Batman and Wonder Woman, and it's sort of showing you where they are now and where they came from in their origins. So it's kind of a great format like that. Very cinematic, very sweeping, very set up. Um, you know, Absolute DC is supposed to be like canon with a twist. They're turning their origins on their ear under the tutelage of, Darkseid's vision. We have a Krypton that is run by the elite scientists, and then you have like the working class people. So it's sort of like us against them kind of situation. And the working class proudly wears the symbol, the S symbol that we will come to know and love. That I have to say, like when they revealed the symbols, like the bat symbol was the most like controversial and most talked about. I think the S symbol is the simplest and least reimagined design, and maybe it could have used a little bit more. I'm not sure. So we have Clark's parents, Kal-El's parents on Krypton. We get to see a lot more of Krypton. This is like a very different vision of Krypton. This kind of reminded me a little bit of John Byrne's Krypton. So I'm seeing influences from, different Superman mythoses across the years. I do like the widescreen presentation. It feels like that's sort of like a unifying sort of trope or device used throughout the Absolute line. And, they hired amazing artists, amazing writers, great creative teams. I think that this is full of potential. Like, in fairness, I've never been like completely interested in Krypton and that kind of world. They always seem kind of rotted to me, and like anytime like somebody from a long lost survivor from Krypton would show up, like it would be bad news, and Krypton just seemed sort of selfish and unaware and sort of came to a bad end, and maybe they had it coming. I know that sounds harsh. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, but like look at this art. It's gorgeous, very explosive, very in your face. High props to the colorist for keeping it so just beautiful. And then we have this sort of juxtaposing story. We have these like peacekeepers that are kind of interesting. So they're like, or peacemakers. Are they peacemakers or peacekeepers? I can't remember. Anyway, so obviously they're sort of based on Peacemaker. And then we have Kal-El in here. I mean, I feel like he's going to be sort of like the voice of the working man or something like that. I think that's kind of where they're going with that. It feels a little more messagey than Batman and Wonder Woman, perhaps. I feel like those were just pure entertainment, but I'm not sure. This feels like maybe a lot of like caste system hierarchies, like the ruling class kind of situation. And I have to say, I'm not in love with the costume. I'm really not. I'm not crazy about the long hair. I had misgivings. I was actually more excited after reading Batman and Wonder Woman, because those just blew me away. Like, I was completely like just impressed and like blown away from the word jump. This feels a lot more like a slow burn. I didn't get as excited like seeing this big reveal. I don't like the ribbing in the costume. It's so derivative of what Jim Lee did for the DC New 52 that I feel like we need a new aesthetic. You know what I mean? That kind of set the tone. Like you see it a lot in superhero costumes in movie. We need a new look. We need something fresh. And then this is his costume is more like an armor, like a living armor. And I'm not sure about that. Like if he has powers, like what does he need living armor for? But you know, they're trying to make it different and interesting. And then it feels very military in a way, which is kind of a turnoff to me. Like instead of the Daily Planet and being a reporter, Lois Lane is some sort of field agent here, and they're promising Clark versus Lois in the next issue. And I'm not 100% how I feel about that. I wish I could say I was all in completely and absolutely love this the way I did with Wonder Woman and Batman, but I'm going to give it like an E for effort and say that there's a lot of potential here. Jason Aaron, you know, is an amazing writer, so I feel like I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe this just isn't like the story for me. Rafa Sandoval, artist, Ulysses Areola, colorist, and Becca Carey, letterer. So I do like the cinematic like title pages that they've been using in the Absolute line. That is pretty fun. Part 1, Down in the Dirt, Last Dust of Krypton. Hilarious. I don't know. What are they trying to say there? Central Kansas, the Kent Farm, property of Lazarus Corp. I mean, it's all pretty dismal and everything, but I guess a universe. See, I feel like it's supposed to look outwardly dismal and be sort of dark, but then, like, we're going to see how the hero's true nature rises above all of this. As it should in superhero comic books, right? Years ago, Krypton, Badlands. Yeah, I'll be happy to see what's happening in the current, you know, Superman universe once we get out of this Krypton origin. You know, I just recently did a review of an old Superman comic book from right after the return of Superman, and it was just so fun and joyous, and I absolutely loved it. And then this sort of we get to see, so Clark didn't leave as a baby. He had some life on Krypton. So that is different and interesting. And is that Crypto? I hope Crypto's in here. I freaking love Crypto. So it just sort of ends. And, you know, we'll be back for issue 2 to see what happens. But I have to say, like I said, like, I don't feel like as much happened here. I mean, you had that Batman on that motorcycle. You had, like, Wonder Woman in hell. It was just like so cool and explosive. And this feels a little bit more like just your every day run of the mill spectacular prestige Elseworlds book. But I don't know. Do you guys love it? What do you think? Are you all in? How did you feel? How does it rate next to Batman and Superman? Is it fair to compare them? Arguably, this should be the best one, and I wish it would. I wish I liked it more. I'm definitely hanging out to see what happens. A lot of seeds have been planted for greatness, so I'm willing to nurture this bud and watch it grow into a beautiful flower, hopefully. Anyway, that's it, guys. Absolute Superman #1. The moment we've all been waiting for quite some time now, it feels like. Anyway, did it pay off for you? Let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and I will bring you more soon.